Tyrese Maxey has come out absolutely on fire during this 2026 NBA season. Averaging over 33 points and 7 assists, Maxey may be a top 3 MVP candidate at this rate, along with Nikola Jokic and Luka Doncic. Though the 76ers continue to deal with their fair share of injuries to key players, Maxey's MVP level play and clutch buckets continue to help the 76ers win games and return as one of the top contenders in the Eastern Conference. With that said, Maxey was drafted just 21st overall in the 2020 NBA draft. Considering I recently made a video about the players drafted before Denny Avdija, who is also in this draft, this video you're watching right now will be part 2 to that video. So for the players drafted 1 through 9, you can go watch that video. It will be linked in the description and at the end of this video. Now let's take a look at what happened to the players drafted before Tyrese Maxey, players 10 through 21. At number 10, we have Jalen Smith. Overall, he's had a pretty solid NBA career. He got some starting opportunities with the Indiana Pacers during the 2023 and 2024 seasons, and now he's been a solid backup stretch big for the Chicago Bulls over the past couple of seasons. He can stretch the floor well, rebounds well. Yeah, like I said, overall, just pretty solid center. Not much else I can say about him. It's obviously key for any NBA team to have a center now that can stretch the floor and rebound like Jalen Smith, so he's going to definitely be a valuable guy for the Chicago Bulls team here this season, and the Bulls have definitely surprised a lot of people so far, so maybe he can play a crucial part in that. Gives the Bulls some good size, like I said, at that center position, having a pretty solid season for them, and we'll see what happens with the Bulls this season. At number 11, we have Devin Vassell. He's been the San Antonio Spurs starting shooting guard for a few years now, and he's kind of supposed to be that third option behind De'Aaron Fox and Victor Wembanyama. He's had some good seasons here and there where he shot the ball pretty efficiently. But yeah, Devin Vassell, he's just a pretty solid shooting guard, man. He can defend, he's got some length, he's super athletic, can shoot the ball, and he's got just a really nice scoring arsenal overall. But like I said, he's supposed to be that third option to Victor Wembanyama and De'Aaron Fox, so we'll kind of see how his scoring production continues to increase and grow alongside those two superstar players. But yeah, he's on a good contract too, so he's probably going to be in San Antonio long term. Pretty good fit, doesn't really need the ball in his hands, so definitely complements Wembanyama, Fox, and the rest of the Spurs roster extremely well. At number 12, we have Tyrese Halliburton. Not really much I can say about him, but he is continuing to recover from that torn Achilles injury, and he's going to be out for this entire 2026 NBA season. And the Indiana Pacers, they are definitely missing him this year. They got off to a 2-13 start. Just not really the best, obviously, right? But when you're missing, your best player in Tyrese Halliburton, you're missing Miles Turner, who went to the Milwaukee Bucks, it's going to be a struggle. And the Pacers have also had some other injuries too. But yeah, when Tyrese gets back next season, I definitely foresee the Pacers being a playoff team again. Just recovering from the Achilles injury. Hopefully it continues to go well for him and he can be back to start the 2027 season. At number 13, we have Kira Lewis Jr. He spent his first few years in the NBA with the New Orleans Pelicans. I believe he was last in the NBA specifically with the Utah Jazz, but now he's been in the NBA G League, so has been playing at NBA level, at least about for the past year or so. He was with the Capital City Go-Go, the Washington Wizards G League team during the 2025 season, and then he was picked up by the Bucks G League team in August 2025, so he's currently playing with them, and that would be the Wisconsin Herd. Probably looking to get back on an NBA roster at some point this year, so we will see if that happens during this 2026 season or at some point within the next year or so. At number 14, we have Aaron Nesmith. He was key in the Pacers getting to the NBA Finals during the 2025 season, specifically to the Game 7. He has just been an excellent 3-and-D player for this Indiana Pacers team. Super efficient three-point shooter, can defend, pretty much 1 through 4, and he's super athletic. Has had some crazy dunks during his stint with the Pacers so far. But yeah, obviously, like I'd say with Tyrese Halliburton, the Pacers have been dealing with their fair share of injuries. But yeah, Nesmith should probably see an increased role just because of that. But I would say next year, come time for the 2027 season, look for Nesmith to be a crucial role player for this Pacers team once Tyrese comes back. So just a perfect fit with this Indiana Pacers team. At number 15, we have Cole Anthony. He spent his first 5 seasons in the NBA with the Orlando Magic, but his role kind of saw a slow decrease. Eventually this summer, the Orlando Magic bought him out, and then he signed with the Milwaukee Bucks. He's been in a solid backup point guard role for them so far this season. Kevin Porter Jr. did get injured, and Ryan Rollins has stepped up for the Milwaukee Bucks at that starting point guard position, so that has opened up some time for Cole Anthony in the backcourt. But yeah, he's a pretty solid scorer, super athletic player. Definitely still got a lot of potential to be a great point guard in this league, and Milwaukee is definitely a pretty good situation for that. Obviously, Damian Lillard tore his Achilles, went back to Portland, so Bucks are trying to fill that point guard void, though Ryan Rollins has filled that extremely well so far, arguably playing at an all-star level in some ways. But yeah, Cole Anthony is still super young, really athletic guard, can shoot, still got a lot of potential to be a really good point guard in this league. At number 16, we have Isaiah Stewart. He's definitely one of the better defensive centers in basketball. Is a little bit undersized for that center position, but yeah, super strong, super athletic. But his role has decreased over the past year or so because of the rise of Jalen Duren. He's been a really solid player off that Detroit Pistons bench. I mean, the center rotation between Jalen Duren and Isaiah Stewart is just insane. That is super tough for opposing teams to deal with, both offensively and defensively, might I add. So Isaiah Stewart, just been an amazing role player for the Detroit Pistons, and yeah, hopefully is a long-term future. Like I said, that combo with him and Jalen Duren, absolutely tough to deal with if you were an opposing team. And yeah, just really solid center, super athletic, and amazing defensively. At number 17, we have Aleksej Pokusevski. He spent his first around 3 or 4 seasons, if I'm not mistaken, with the OKC Thunder. And then I believe he had like half a season with the Charlotte Hornets after being traded there mid-season. But then for the past season and a half or so, well, since the 2025 season, he's been with Partizan Belgrade, which is a EuroLeague team in Yugoslavia, according to Pro Ballers. So he is back playing overseas. Just didn't really work out in OKC or the Charlotte Hornets. He's definitely an interesting player, though, right? He's kind of a taller point guard. He's got some good skills handling the basketball, can shoot a little bit as well. So I'd say he's probably going to be back in the NBA at some point. At least for right now, he's playing in the EuroLeague and playing overseas. So we'll see if he can get back in the NBA at some point. Number 18, we have Josh Green. He is recovering from off-season left shoulder surgery, but yeah, he's a really solid 3-and-D player. I really like his fit on this Hornets roster, especially next to LaMelo Ball, Brandon Miller, Miles Bridges. I think he complements them really well. He was definitely a great complementary player in Dallas and developed extremely well. He's usually played for Australia's national team as well, so he's a really good glue guy, man. He would be a great fit in any roster, can shoot threes really well, an amazing defender, super athletic, so hopefully he can get healthy here this season. I think once he does, he's going to be a really solid asset for the Charlotte Hornets team, looking to hopefully jump back into play-in and playoff contention. Number 19, we have Saddiq Bey. He missed the entire 2025 season with the Washington Wizards due to a torn ACL he suffered when he was on the Atlanta Hawks. And then he was traded to the Pelicans in the offseason in the CJ McCollum and Jordan Poole trade. He's played pretty well so far for the Pelicans to start the 2026 season, getting a lot of opportunity with a lot of their various injuries. But either way, he was going to play a key role for this team. Really solid 3-and-D player, 6'8". He's got some size at that kind of wing and forward position. So having a pretty good year. Like I said, he was injured all of last season, so looking to bounce back, looking to really cement himself again as one of the premier 3-and-D players in basketball. So yeah, should have a pretty solid season with the Pelicans, having a lot of opportunity on this roster. So we'll see how this season goes. Pelicans not really going the best so far, but Saddiq Bey having a pretty solid year and some great opportunity with this Pelicans roster. And at number 20, we have Precious Achiuwa. He signed with the Sacramento Kings and has been playing with them to start this 2026 season. Ended off last year with the New York Knicks. He's a pretty solid athletic forward. Can do a lot of different things for you. Like I said, the main thing is just his overall athleticism. Can defend super well. Has kind of shown ability to stretch the floor here and there as well. So pretty solid player. We'll kind of see if he sticks with the Kings. They really kind of struggled to start this 2026 season, so they may go in a different direction. So that means him and maybe a lot of other players on this team could be on a different roster at some point during this 2026 season, but still pretty solid role player. And we'll kind of see whether he sticks with the Kings or not, depending on what direction they decide to go with this current roster. So that was what happened to the players drafted before Tyrese Maxey, specifically players 10 through 20. Like I said, if you guys want to see what happened to players 1 through 9, I recently just did a players drafted before Denny Avdia video. So that'll be linked at the end of this video and in the description, so you guys can go check that out. So hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you guys have any more suggestions for this series. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.